The future is very uncertain. We can't really predict what can happen during the day or any time. Hey guys, it's Ruby Hockey here from Alaska. I wanted to congratulate you and you with a Happy New Year. Wanted to wish you the best of luck, the best health, prosperity, so your family is always healthy, and just good luck in this next upcoming year. I wanted to talk to you about just life in general and how mistakes and us making mistakes can lead to actually growth and some different mindset that can help you in the future. Making mistakes is, I think, crucial in just living and learning. It's a learning curve, but every time with mistakes you can learn something that you couldn't see when life was going well. There's this idea that we put this stigma around mistakes, that it's something that is very negative. There is something that's stopping us from succeeding, and it's something that is just we have to avoid at all costs. But there's actually people who try to make as many mistakes as possible so that they overcome some of the fears they have. I think the most killer of success is the fear of making mistake. You cannot be afraid of doing mistakes. Right now, I'm just learning. I'm super uncomfortable doing those videos and being on camera, but I just want to learn, kind of embarrass myself, because that's what people want to see. They want to see you not embarrassed, but just be open to people, be like, not being afraid to be like yourself. That's another very good point, that when you're yourself, of course you're gonna make mistakes. Of course people will think of you in some negative way, or this guy has like this stuff, or they'll think like, yeah, he's just different from others, and I guess he's himself. In my understanding, why people actually being afraid of making mistakes is that they're just afraid of opinion of others. They're afraid of showing the side of themselves where they can be open to people. They're afraid of people thinking in some negative way. But that's, the more you get out of your comfort zone, you will actually progress and succeed further. Music for YouTube videos. We have to be consistent with what we do. Can't be afraid of, starting something just because we're afraid how we're gonna look at that. We're afraid how we're gonna speak, or we're afraid what others gonna think. It's all about you just starting. It's all about you just doing that step, doing the work, put in the work. The more hours you put into something, in my opinion, you will see progress there. The more you are consistent with something, you will progress in that direction. There are absolutely many examples of, successful people who made countless mistakes and then eventually succeeded in their profession or what they were doing. People who didn't stop, people who were willing to take everything and just kind of let it wash over you like water. There is people who trying to open up new businesses and then fail many times, and then like I don't know what number, 10th plus, they're succeeding finally and they reaping the fruits of their success. So the main idea here is that you cannot be so, you know, congested and into your body. You have to open and try new things. And you know, for me it was starting a YouTube. I'm constantly, every day I'm trying to put a video out, and I'm so uncomfortable talking, looking, and then being on camera. But that doesn't mean that I will ever stop. I made this commitment to myself, and you can do it too. You can make this commitment to do something consistently, put in the work consistently into some area of your life that brings you joy, that brings you happiness, that excites you. This what I'm doing is actually excites me, because I wanted to do this for quite a long time. I'm just so fed up with just consuming the content, where I wanted to start producing. I wanted to start putting something out for a future myself, you know. In 10 years, I'm gonna look back and think like, wow, this was hilarious. I'm gonna be like, this guy is so uncomfortable on camera. But then I will actually progress where I wanna be. Only this way. It's the same with anything in life, like profession, sports. It's time and time making mistakes, like recovering from an injury, like going to physical therapy. Just giving another example. It's gonna be painful. It's gonna be very hard to do. It's just gonna be, you know, sometimes days it will suck. It will suck not being able to play my sport again and skate again. This is my biggest injury I've ever had, and this kind of motivated me to do something outside of just the sport, because I was so much thinking and living the sport. I just have to sometimes step back, and you guys can do it too. You guys can realize what brings you the most joy in this existence, because it's really important to find what making you get out of the bed at 5-6 a.m. What is making you be excited and you can't sleep at night because you're writing ideas for what you are doing. In my understanding, it's just straight up. The easiest way to overcome the fears is face that fear as many times as you can. As many times until you feel comfortable. If you fear making any mistakes, you have to make that mistake to actually grow. If you fear something or the way you're gonna look, you just gotta not embarrass yourself, but just make fun of yourself in a way. You have to be open about it. There's people who actually go out in public and do crazy stuff that I'm like, this is insane. But this was, you know, something that very much excited me, and I wanted to be that person. I wanted not care always what the people would say, how people would look at me. So this is kind of the main strategy that you can use, I'm gonna use, and I'm gonna be consistent with this videos on YouTube. I'm gonna be consistent. This consistency is a great tool to overcome some of your fears. I can say many times when the fear of making a mistake, the fear of being embarrassed or looked at this certain way stopped me, prevented me from doing something that I wanted to. I'm just don't want to regret this anymore. and I'm sure you guys had the same thing. We don't want to regret that, you know, when we're later in life, we don't want to regret what we could have done, what we should have done. And I wanted to start, for example, this YouTube way long ago, but I never had this push to start. It's never too late to start. Another thing, it's never too late. You can be how old, whatever, wherever you are, age is just a number. You can start any day, anytime. There is no better moment than present moment. In the present moment, this is where the growth happens. This is where you need to start and become mindful of what you want to do. If you guys want to share something, and put it in a comment what some of the failures you made that make you grow the most. What are some mistakes you made that make you realize what you need to do better? And I want you to sit with this question about our, growing up in childhood. How can we teach the kids how not to be afraid of mistake? What about the teaching system, the schools, the teachers, how they behave? How can they, make the kids to be less afraid of making mistake? Maybe some of the parents, maybe they can be too hard on us, or they can be like just pointing out things that you need to work on yourself, that you start to be concerned about, and then you're afraid of what other people will think about that thing. So it's a very complicated topic. If you want to comment below what your thoughts on this, please do. I think it's just impossible to live this life without making mistake. It's impossible of being great, being good for the people around us. You can't be good for You can't be good for everybody. You have to make mistake, and you can't live this life without actually doing the mistakes. Because all you're gonna do, like in my case, is just regret later in life that, oh, I haven't done that in high school, or I haven't done that in university. It's regrets, but it's never too late. Do what you love, do what makes you excited, do what brings you joy, and just tingle your stomach. So my guys, that was it for today. It was a little talk from me. I'm gonna do those and different kinds of videos, try to do every day, every other day. So you know what to do. Press that like button, share this video, subscribe. Ruby Hockey was here, and I'll see you next time.